About under 16s, I think it was. I went away for basketball to Perth and then for football as well. So in those 2 times away, I think I enjoyed my time in footy more, and from there I think I knew that I was going to play footy. And then mum and dad moved to Constance Avenue, which is over the back here, and from there I played underage all the way through, and lucky enough to play some state footy on the way through that. After state footy, I'm lucky enough to play some Devils games in the VFL. And then in 2008 I got drafted to the Brisbane Lions and spent the last 5 years playing footy there. The time of the Lions was an interesting one. It's obviously went for a while, 5 years, which I was pretty lucky. I think the average is about 3 years. Locally, firstly I've obviously played against Jack Rewalt. I played with Jack Rewalt. Mitch Thorpe's another one that I played footy with. Mitch Robertson, Aaron Joseph, Brodie Moles, Tom Allwright. Obviously there's a few that are losing now, but there's a lot of boys that have played AFL footy gone on from here, which is fantastic. I think I was the youngest by a year in the All-Australian side, so those guys are about 24 now. Yeah, so no, I'm not very old, but I suppose in the new coaching role sort of makes you feel a bit older, and obviously teaching younger guys how to play some footy. It's coming from a professional environment where everyone has to attend meetings and attend training, and coming back to an environment where this is sort of their hobby. So for me, obviously that's been the biggest challenge, and getting people along to training and sort of trying to implement that. But just exciting footy and just different things, and I'm able to teach those guys, and hopefully they take it on board and run with it. You can go down the bar anytime during the week and you see some legends of the football club that have been here a long time. And obviously, as you say, there's a big rivalry between here and Clarence, and obviously it's a pride to wear the football jumper, and there's a lot of players in the past. I mean, Peter Hudson, and obviously the Creswell Beakley stand speaks for itself for those people who have played here. Roy Kazali played here. There's a lot of guys here that have gone on to make a name for themselves, and it makes you feel proud to wear the jumper. Peter Hudson's going to get involved a bit more with the football club this year, which is fantastic. I mean, he's not only a legend here in Tasmania, he's a legend in the AFL. So for him to be about, and for the young players, for the team to see him about the club, it's very exciting. The people around the community here that love them, they do love the football club, and then you move a little bit north or south out of this area here, and all of a sudden it's oh, you're from Glenorchy, but that's not a bad thing. I mean, that creates rivalry and creates a good crowd atmosphere, and if we have to deal with that when we travel elsewhere, it's probably good for the younger guys to experience that. I'm not sure whether most people will know, but we're a feeder club from Norfolk and Claremont, and we're trying to build a relationship with those 2 football clubs. I mean, one of our practice games was against Norfolk, so we're trying to build that and get those guys involved, because unfortunately the way things have gone in football Tasmania, this is the highest level that you can play, and Norfolk and Claremont don't have state level teams. So if young players want to come and go further with their football, then this is where they're going to do it, in this area. So and we want to welcome that, and we want to be able to create the thing where they can come from this environment here and go back there and play, or come from there and play here. So it's a big thing, and I think we need to sort of get over really where you live and where you come from, but just where you play footy at the highest level is important. My father definitely he's probably been the biggest football influence that I've had growing up. I mean, he was with me the whole way and supported me the entire way, and ran me to training and took me to football games, and definitely the drives home from Norfolk, 30-minute drives. There were some heated chats in the car and about what I did and what I didn't do, but obviously there's him, and your parents have a big role in your life anyway. I mean, mum's the exact same. She's just as passionate about football as anyone, and then obviously you coach us through the ranks. I mean, obviously Michael Voss, there's a lot said about Michael Voss, but there are points that I have taken off Michael Voss. I mean, he was a champion football player, and obviously you want to implement and take things off different people through the way. So I think David Parkin's another big one as well. David Newell, who coached here when I was only young, playing in the senior side, he had a big influence in the way I coach and the way I do things as well. This is obviously great to come home and get an opportunity to coach a football team, but ultimately I do want to play AFL again, and as you say, I'm only 23, so hopefully there's a lot more years where I play AFL. So and the opportunity that this state gives you is fantastic, so I'm looking to be back there one day.